So get to think of this as the entire universe is the mainframe of our consciousness, of our collectives. And how can we coexist within one another as human beings within this universe if we have no concept of time, no concept of love, to distribute that revolution of love between one another in a gyroscopic force, in a equal energies? That is so astounding that ultimately it rises from within ourselves. It brings up everything of who we are as a collective. And as a collective, that is who we are, what we are, and how we coexist our lives in each day of our lives. Namaste. Salutations to those of you of my gremlins. I welcome you with open arms to the revelations of a journey of a new chapter of life. And yesterday had symbolized the ultimate awakening and a representation of a chapter that is a new beginning in the foundations within the everlasting of the significance of our lives, of our existence. And this significance and relevance that I am speaking of in regards is, if those of you who may not have known this, or at least for those of you who do, to whomever it may concern to, as of yesterday, officially in celebration of, on behalf of Genevieve and myself, we are officially married. So, rest assured, there's always going to be a separation between church and state. So, with that being said, therefore, tomorrow, I should rather say, we still are having our official wedding, for those of you just to keep you guys updated. And it is very much alive. It is still very much happening, regardless of the oppositions or of anyone else's misconceptions or disregards. However, with that being said, on the contrary, is that we had our official legal marriage, and now we have our official wedding that is still in a progress right now, and it's still very much happening, which is in January. So I wanted to thank you to each and individually to every last aspect and perspective of each individual, of all of your tireless efforts, of all of your grand support and everything that you had helped to ultimately lift the veil from the foundation of the ground up, rising from within of both Jen and myself. So I cannot thank you enough, and this is astounding to me. I now have the publication from a dear friend of mine, Ivana, in which my magazine is ultimately going to be delivered here within the end of this week, or perhaps sooner. The very thought of both Jen and our success together, and she's here, by the way, she's right here. So, the very thought of our success in the journey of our awakening, in the chapters of our lives, in every day of our lives, in our coexistence, is something truly astounding. It's beyond the recognition of and acknowledgement of even the positive energies that is the correlation, the correspondence, the absolute surrounding, the atmosphere that strives within nature, within every single vital aspect, vital perspectives of who we are as human beings. And this is truly great. I cannot believe this even for myself. And this is the journey of a new chapter in our lives. when I say a new chapter, our existence represents that of a book or a novel, in simpler context to put it. On the contrary, every single day of our lives is a new chapter. It unfolds, it binds itself. It's truly astounding. And I cannot imagine it. I'm officially married now, as well as we have the success of this inspiration project. When I had begun this project almost exactly 1 year ago, I was at this point of my life, of my existence, and now I'm up here. And that's not to coincide with the perspectives of it being conceited or self-indulgent or any possible perspective to consider it as that. It is more of in celebration of something grand. This project in itself represents the idea, the concept that it is very much alive, the positive energies that corresponds and exists in every layers in the project of our world. This world, this universe in itself is infinite. This universe in itself is a project that the intention of this project is we hope to change the world for the positive. Throughout the progression and duration of time, we are able to achieve, to spread and circulate the revolution of love, the constant evolution of time, and the constituents of space, the atmosphere, the astrology of space and time. It's truly infinite. We ourselves, as human beings, we are infinite. And there's no question in my consciousness that we should fail this project. This project is only alive through the course of action, the course and throughout the duration of time that you yourselves, the viewers, have been putting all of your efforts, as effortless as they are, as tireless as your efforts are. It's truly astounding. As I bow before you, I thank each and every one of you to have thought in my conscience, in the collectives of my mind, what I have in my spirit, what I've ever possibly imagined that our interview would be featured in a catalog of a worldwide magazine is beyond me. And it rightfully so, in the intentions, the purpose of this project, it is well deserved. And it's well deserved on behalf of each and every one of you who watches our videos in every opportunity possible. You have yourselves to thank for. And for that I applaud you. So thank you so very much. I hope every one of you are having an absolute wonderful Thanksgiving thus far in the journey of today's chapter. I hope to ultimately see those of you who are watching this video to attend our wedding. And this is surreal. This is astounding even for myself. Excuse me. And I love Genevieve so very much with a passion. It is a burning desire that in itself is infinite, as in itself is the unobtainable, the flames of the circle of the bonding and entwinement, the everlasting perfections that is truly ours to devour the eternal. Even the celestial stars, the galaxies, the unexplained phenomena, the anomalies of who we are as creatures in the endeavors of ourselves as human beings. There is no amount of physical words the entire universe to express the gratitude that I hold for those of you, the viewers, my fiance Jen. Oh, I'm sorry, my wife Jen. Sorry, I accidentally had called you fiance again. No, my wife Jen. As she's not only a wife to me, she's my soulmate, the perfect companion of my life, of my existence. And for those who do not understand or comprehend the concept of love, I fear the consequences of and the repercussions of not the lack of understanding love in itself, or at least the feeling of it. For they are the lost. If we cannot understand the concept of love, to share that distribution and circulation of our balance, to balance out the chaos of the universe, of the world, and to follow the laws of the universe, then we therefore ourselves are lost. If we cannot distribute on this day for Thanksgiving and to circulate the evolution of love all throughout the entire human modern civilization of our structure, of our foundation, of our society, we are not able to grasp the understanding or to feel through the lack of understanding, through the lack of feeling a sense of gratitude, love for another fellow man, brothers and sisters. We are all brothers and sisters, as we are the coexistence of human beings. And how are we to exist without the relationship to coexist and correspond within one another as human beings? So ultimately what I'm saying is that we need to share and spread the love between ourselves and equalize that and distribute it among all of humanity. It's not just a love for your significant other, your soulmate, and or your pets or animals, or of your relations or your circle of friendships. Our love is derived through all of mankind, all of humanity. From the ground up, that we are able to assert ourselves, to become greater than ourselves. And I'm not angry, I'm passionate. And there's a fine difference. There's a borderline difference. And I wanted to express my furthest gratitude to each and every one of you, to those of you who are watching this video, and to your conscience, to exchange that into my conscience. You truly are something one of a kind. You truly are unique. You are someone. You are the foundation of something that is greater and more alive than you might like to believe. You are in every way perfect, despite our imperfections. And if you do not understand that, and you have no understanding of the universe in itself, this universe is, our understanding is something that is truly infinite. We have no deeper philosophical understanding of the universe ourselves. We are still, all of us as human beings, the students within the oceans of time and within the perfections of the universe. And our gratitude is what we need to ultimately share within one another as human beings. For we may be forever lost if we do not rise up within ourselves into, in addition to become better, become greater than ourselves, my massive secret project, which I'm currently working on right now. In all due time, it will be released. However, this will be worldwide. And then you might understand. You will. No, you might not understand. You will understand of what I speak of. What I speak of is a simple narration of truth that is the binding collective, the forces of energy, of positive auras, the energy that is synchronizing as a part of our collective, of our conscious collective, and every day of our lives, that we may coexist within the absolute perfections of the universe. And we have absolute no idea the assertion of the gratification of our gratitude is something astounding and surreal. And to distribute this gyroscopic force of energy of our love and spread it all throughout to inspire of all mankind, of the universe as a conscious collective. I never thought in my entire life that this project in itself would have become the rising success as it is now. And it's all thanks to each and every one of you who helps to promote a positive message. And that's all that we are in our intentions that we create these videos for. It's not for the revenue, it's not for, well, in a humanistic perspective of a modern world, we are entitled since birth to being raised into the unknown, the darkness in the oceans of the unknown. So therefore, we have little to no concept of understanding until we had experienced our awakening. And the chapters of our lives, the chapters of our coexistence, entails that within each day that we may exist. However, with that being said, we have to ultimately become greater than ourselves. And the fact that this project in itself represents the idea of sharing a positive influence, it has nothing in the entire universe to have any correlation that is in regards to the humanistic perspective of a modern world, of the materialistics of human nature. The materialistics are things such as to learn how to adapt to the conformity of modern society, where we must be able to drive a car, attend the finest university or college, or to get a job. None of those things are what is important or vital in the foundations of our society. Sooner that we have that state of mind and perspectives out from within our minds, the greater that we are able to encompass the journey. Encompass the journey of our existence for something greater. And I have a desired passion, is like a ball of energy. And you could literally see my hands shaking. My entire body is shaking from this. I'm not insane. I'm not eccentric. I am eccentric in my own ways. This is the truth. We have to share the revolution of love to encompass the entire universe. And the universe is ours. For us to share positive, vibrant experience that requires one day, one footstep at a time within each day of our lives. We're able to, through this positive effect, we are able to circumscribe the desires of our actions, the desires of the encompassing journey of our intentions and our purpose in life, that we may coexist within the journey within the universe of this world, of humanity. And this humanity is our investment and our responsibility to ensure the greater vital aspects in order for us to share. I've said this time and time again, to share our journey, the positive influences to have inspired others in this world forever and always. We are judged by our divine creator in the light of providence for the greater actions and the positive effects, the butterfly effect, that we are able to provide outwards into the world. Our state of mind, our philosophy, our perspectives, our opinions, our everything that correlates to creating us in the mass effects of a positive influence outwards into the world should be for the outward perspective. We should be selfless and not self-indulgent. So that's the main intention and purpose of Thanksgiving, is to remain humble. Not only humble, it's more of considering others before ourselves, considering of how there is a large ratio within the populations of our existence in the world today, in a modern generation of our modern structure, in the infrastructure of our modern of the world, in the modern pretense of our perspectives, that there is not enough people going out to helping other people, especially the homeless. So for those of you who continue to manifest in the darker oceans and the obstacles of darkness in itself, will you continue to revel and drown yourselves in that darkness, in that oceans of blackness? While those of us who have a passion, a desire, a burning passion to helping the world, to change the lives of those around us, just leave it up to us. And thank you so much for those of you who are watching this video. I certainly hope that you had enjoyed watching this video. I hope it inspired you. I hope from the words that I have brought up from the center of my spirit to the core and the structure of my body, and straight through the skeletal designs of my body, and throughout my lungs, and from my mouth and my lips into God's ears, into your ears, into the conscience and the mind frame of your perspective, that you might have been inspired for the positive. So I thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Namaste, God bless, peace in Yahshua, peace be upon Allah. Noma Amitabha, arigato gozaimasu, mucho gracias, dankeschön, shei, musei buku. See you guys.
Merci.
Mosei buku.
It's merci.
Merci beaucoup. Farewell.